Welcome to 7 days of rest and return to essence. And we're already on day 4. And we're becoming rested and more connected with ourselves. We're becoming more aware of how we feel after we take a day from eating, take a day and allow our digestive systems to rest. Day 4 is the generosity of nourishment. The generosity of nourishment is a giving and receiving, where it is generous to be grateful for the nourishment one receives. Plant-based nourishment is a generous act, a caring for each other and for Mother Earth. It is eating what one needs gracefully and gratefully and sharing the excess with others. The natural world is generous by design if we allow it to be. If we get out of the way and we allow Mother Nature to do her microbial forgiveness. I'd like to begin this time, before we demo what we're going to use with some of the juice pulp from our blender juices that we made yesterday and the pulp that we made from the nut and seed milks the day before. So this piece that I would like to read to you as you close your eyes is called Where I Stand is Holy. There is a beautiful place up high as below, waves of water and light, the mystery of all mysteries. Goddess Earth awakens us into this holy rhythm. As above, so below. Earth, do we answer? Will she be patient or shake us all awake as we wait and see? Are we in too deep to long for truth and committed right action? Is it time to lay dormant or time to awaken? Time to clear the clutter of our past and be new once more? Is it time to bathe in the waters of truth and stop trying to hold on to the river's shore? For she's moving way too swiftly to stay stagnant. Sacred sovereignty is beckoning us all home. Let's let the awakening begin. So thank you. Thank you for being here as I demonstrate what we can do with the generosity of food, as we release waste from our way of eating, as we release animal agriculture. We are beyond a time when we use animals. Animals are our friends, our sacredness returning. So we're going to use our juice pulp from our juice we made yesterday, our blender juice. Probably about a little over half a cup of pulp left from our juice yesterday. I'm going to take a few blueberries. Blueberries are amazing food. Integrative physicians will, and people like myself will say they're one of the most powerful foods on the planet, blueberries. I used to spend a lot of time picking all the blueberries as a child. My mother would say, okay, if you pick a whole basket of blueberries, I'll make you a blueberry pie. It took me a long time. I don't know if the kids of today have that much attention span, but we did back then when we were children of the wild. I'm going to add a banana because I happen to have a nice ripe one right now. You can add whatever you like to your pulp. We're going to make a smoothie for our lunch today. I'm going to add a little bit of water, probably a little over half a liter. You could also add some of the liquid infused water that we made yesterday, but I'm just going to be drinking this, and I'm going to add just a little bit of structured water to mine. I'm going to also use a couple tablespoons of the pulp that I saved from our nut and seed milk, and the rest of the pulp we're going to make some really lovely power bars. The nice thing about food as medicine is we understand that we are brought often in a world where we're not in 7 days of rest and rediscovering our essence. And if we're not prepared, we will usually gravitate towards whatever's available. So the nice thing about having a smoothie ready, liquids ready, power bars ready, fresh fruit ready, is that if it's available, we'll eat it. And we want to eat food that loves us back. It's important. I'm going to add about a half a liter of water for smoothie, maybe 3/4. And I'm just going to blend this up, do the blender dance, and away we go. Smoothies are such an amazing get up and go food. The other thing you can really consider adding to your smoothie, but don't blend it, is a few chia seeds. So there's some really great work from the Hydration Foundation, and I met beautiful Gina, who's the founder of the Hydration Foundation in San Francisco when I was there a few years ago. She is an anthropologist who discovered that the food from the desert is the food that allows the hydration to stay in the body, that it might not be more water and more water and more water, especially if it's not structured water. You know, if we ever drink water, and we're never quenched our thirst, it's because the water is just kind of running through us. But the one thing that she discovered as an anthropologist is one of the quickest ways to stay hydrated is to eat desert food. So if we pour this smoothie into a liter so that we have it ready for our day tomorrow, and we add a few chia seeds into our smoothie and give it a stir, but not blend the chia seeds, we will be reminded of two things, okay? We're going to have the chia seeds to help us hold the hydration in our body. It is a desert food. So I'm going to add a few chia seeds in here, give it a little stir. The chia seeds will thicken up. Chia seed pudding is amazing. We can talk about that maybe in our further time together. A smoothie is liquid food. We want to be reminded to use our saliva to help break down this liquid food. So we're not going to just guzzle it like water. We're going to drink it slowly, and we're going to actually chew it a little bit. And what will remind us to chew it will be the chia seeds, the pieces of chia seed in our smoothie. Okay, great. And now we're going to go on to using the rest of our nut and seed milk pulp to make some really quick get up and go power balls in a food processor. I'm sometimes not a very patient chef, so I really utilize my blender and my food processor a lot, and that's what I'm going to do. But what I'm going to demonstrate, if you don't have a food processor, if you have a good blender that might mix it up, maybe like a Vitamix, or if you want to just do it by hand, just cut everything really fine and mix it in with your pulp. Put it in the fridge and it will thicken slightly. This is a combination of the pulp from pumpkin seed, hemp hearts, sunflower seeds, and cashew. And it's a little bit runny, and I want to make a nice power ball for people to get up and go. And again, as we talked about with chia seeds, they're an amazing food. So I'm going to pour in some chia seeds and stir that in. The chia seeds are going to be a nice thickener of that pulp. So I'm just going to stir this in and just give it a couple of minutes to start to thicken. And as it's thickening, as the chia seeds take up some of that liquid, I'm going to add some really nice black salt, just a little bit. Salt brings out the flavor of sweet, and it also helps us stay hydrated. So a lot of people are pretty anti-salt, but they're eating the wrong salts and they're cooking salts. So we get a nice raw salt that's still really high in minerals. It's when we take the minerals out of the salt and we cook it and it becomes quite toxic. I'm going to add a little bit of cinnamon. Cinnamon is one of the best blood cleansers. So I had a friend of mine who changed his diet slightly. He was diagnosed with prediabetes, and he read about the power of regulating blood sugar through cinnamon, and he started adding cinnamon to all his food all day long. It was a game changer for him. So I know the cinnamon is quite an amazing medicine, so we're going to add quite a bit of it. It's also a natural sweetener. Okay, I'm going to stir that all into the pulp. This is just an example of the many things you can do with pulp. And there's really no rhyme or reason to how you do your ingredients. Just play around, and after a while, we start to develop the intuition to know exactly how much to add to things, how to make it taste the way we want, the medicine that our bodies are asking for at the moment. Okay? So I'm going to put all this into the food processor because I love my food processor. It makes things really super easy. So I'm adding all this pulp with the cinnamon, the chia seeds, a little bit of salt into the food processor, making a little power bar. It'll be so much better than the yucky granola bars that we see at the store that are processed. I'm going to take half a cup of oats, half a cup of coconut flakes instead of coconut shredded. I have about 8 pitted dates, okay, in my food processor. I'm going to do the food processor dance. My trusty assistant is going to spread this onto a pan, and then we're going to put it in the fridge and cut a little square every time we need a little bit of power after we've gone for our power walk or hang out with our family. If you have a food processor, you'll be able to tell it's ready when it starts to bunch up like that. You might have the odd little piece of date that's still in a hunk, but it's nice. It's nice to have diversity of stuff to chew on. So here we go. We're going to spread this into a pan and put it into the refrigerator. And yeah, here we go. Here's our beautiful squares, a little bit of cinnamon on top. Maybe I'll sprinkle a little bit of coconut flakes, press them in there for a beautiful view. So this is our seed milk pulp all used up into some bars that we're going to put in the fridge, and should be ready by tomorrow. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here today. I look forward to tomorrow. I'm going to get some rest now in this beautiful day of essence.